What's up, everybody? Today we're taking a look at the Marvel Legends 3-pack from Captain America. We have Dum Dum Dugan, Nick Fury Jr., and Sharon Carter all in the same 3-pack. Let's take a closer look. First up, we have portraits of all 3 characters on the back. Really great artwork of all 3 of them on the side. And on the other side panel, it's Nick Fury and Sharon Carter. On the top, we have a S.H.I.E.L.D. logo. And just through the packaging, I'm really excited to get to these. You can see all the accessories that are in like the lower tray or behind the characters. Let's get into this. Alright, so we're going to unbox and take a look at the figures here. I'm really excited for this because I haven't opened a 3-pack of Marvel Legends in a long time. And of course, army building these guys. I have some of the Hasbro Pulse army builders, but to add these to that setup of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents is going to be a lot of fun. Plus, these are updated. So we're going to see what kind of the updates are here. I ruined the box there. So like I said, I haven't opened a 3-pack in a long time. This is the first time I think I've seen a Marvel Legends pack come with a second tray. So that's awesome. All right, so in the lower tray, we've got 2 extra guns for Dum Dum, 3 extra guns for Nick Fury, knives for each one of them, 1, 2, 3, 4 extra hands for Dum Dum, 1, 2, 3, 4 for Nick Fury, and 4 for Shannon, and Shannon has 2 pistols as well. On the upper tray, we have the 3 main characters, 2 extra head swaps. I thought this was a mustache swap, which would have been crazy, but it's like the smoke that you can put in the muzzle of the gun, some muzzle flares here, some rifles, and then muzzle flares and neon effects with Sharon Carter. Next to Sharon Carter, doesn't have to be for her. So we're going to take these out. All right, so let's get in here first. Here is the Dum Dum Dugan on the new S.H.I.E.L.D. body. He doesn't have an extra head swap, but I'm sure you have other Legends. If you don't want to display him, to swap this on top of, that's going to look great. Really clean blue suit on the figure and sharp white kind of contrasting details on the boots, the holster, the belts, the straps, and the gloves. So overall, everything looks really clean. On his left shoulder, you have a S.H.I.E.L.D. logo, and it's actually really small font here, but it does have the breakdown of S.H.I.E.L.D. in really, really small text that I don't think my camera can even pick up at this point. Right wrist, there's a little device here that's molded into the forearm, which looks really cool. Nice little detail. The paint's clean on there. The front holster has a pistol molded in. It doesn't come out. That's not a problem because he does come with 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 other guns and a knife and a holster where you can actually put his weapon into. For the articulation of this body, the standard ball joint up there in the neck. So his head can look down a lot, but no movement in the neck itself. It's just mainly the head on the ball joint. The bodies do come with butterfly joints, which is a nice update. There is no peg for this shoulder harness, this body harness. So if you were to take it off, I think you'd have to really boil and pop the arms in order to take it off. But this is kind of recessed into the body here. So it doesn't just sit on top and float there. It's securely in place and fits in really nicely. There's nothing blocking the shoulder, so he can do this pose. You have your standard bicep, you have a double jointed elbow. There's no rotation at the gloves, and then you have your standard range with your hands. There's an ab crunch that goes this far. And it also turns at the waist. We have the standard legs, and the holster is on the upper part above the thigh rotation, and the right leg is still able to move very easily with the double jointed knee. It does have boot swivel. No wrist, but it does have boot swivel, and of course, the ankles do be rocking. So he comes with 2 of these pistols. This one has an extended, is this a magazine? With a little bit of a scope on top. So we're going to put that one here. That looks great. And then now that we have the gun hand on, we're going to put the rifle in his hand. So Dum Dum has a pair of fists, one left, one right. An extra right hand that is the gun holding hand, and for lefts he has also a gun holding hand. This one that can support the barrel or his rifle, and also a left hand with the 2-finger, I guess, move forward or salute or anything like that, or gun hands. So on to Nick Fury Jr. Looking at this head sculpt, pretty clean as well. It's got a matte finish to it. I don't know if you can tell, so it's not shiny at all. It's perfect. There's a small white speck on the mustache here, which you can fix up, but it's got, you know, the eye scar damage underneath the eye patch. That one eye that you can see has a great look behind it. So this is a cool head sculpt. The body is pretty much the same as Dum Dum Dugan. The main differences are the upper harness is different and the belts are different. The holster is the same piece and the boots are the same piece, so I'm not going to get into that. The right hand's the same. The left hand is the same. I think the only differences are the torso sections. The back piece, you see there's different musculature here. I think there's different tracks for the harness, and same with the front as well. It does also come with this Nick Fury head, which also looks spectacular. The graying hair underneath, eye patch going across the head sculpt. The paint on mine is super sharp. There's a hint of stubble coming in, like a 5 o'clock shadow. Nick Fury also comes with the same 2 blasters that Dum Dum Dugan has, but it also an additional one. This one is just a light gray with no real details on it, like paint wash details on it, so you can always update that if you want. And that's not to say you can't swap these weapons out. They're just next to that character, but if you want, you can always interchange this, although this might be a more comic look for Nick Fury. As well, a pair of fists, a right trigger hand, a left trigger hand, a left supportive hand for a bigger weapon, and of course the gun hands. Finally, we have Sharon Carter Agent 13 with a new head sculpt. I like the style of this hairpiece that goes on. We've got some exposed shoulder here on the costume. She is double jointed, and that works nicely into the costume. Looks pretty seamless. It's a little half zip there on the front. Her body moves, has a pretty good range, and there's also an ab crunch here, nice and hidden behind the belt, so she can move pretty well. This hairpiece is pretty solid, so you are able to move it left to right a decent amount, but in terms of looking up, this is going to be in the way. In terms of looking down, you're still good. With the alternate head, which also looks fantastic, the hair's tied up, so you're going to have a lot more range. There's the ball peg under there. You know what I love about Marvel Legends? I don't really have to worry about anything breaking out of the box. It's so unlikely and infrequent. Like, these are trusted quality figures. Anyway, there's the alternate head on. You can get a little bit of a side to side, and that's just what the ball joint allows. But otherwise, she be nodding. The lower abdomen is just a straightforward backward bend. Legs do not drop down. There's a thigh swivel. There's a double jointed knee. She's got these black shoes. I guess it's supposed to look like it comes up the strap. I'm not familiar with this look, if this is accurate, but it's maybe it is accurate and that's what they're going for, but it just looks weird on its own. But again, that may be just me. Her harness is connected to the belt and around her leg, whereas the male figures just have the single strap around the upper leg. With the butterfly joint, she's able to get across, reach across her body. And if we get the double jointed elbow in there, she's able to reach across her body. There is your bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and your wrist peg joints. For hands, she comes with a pair of fists, a left open hand, and a right semi-open hand. I'm still not sure what this one's supposed to be, but it's pretty common amongst most Marvel Legend female figures. She also has a pair of trigger hands and a pair of weapons molded in this grayish plastic. Now, what makes this set cool is not only do you get 3 really great S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, but you can also get multiple packs and really army build your S.H.I.E.L.D. display. And not only do you have that option of variability with the characters, but you can also have variability with what they can do with their weapons. Now, each one of these weapons does have a slot on the front in the barrel, I guess. If you do toy photography, you can have them in the process of shooting, or, you know, maybe they've just shot something out of their rifle. So each one of these with the holes. Every character comes with 2 shooting effects, one longer than the other, and they also come with 2 different smoke effects. You get 2 sets of these colorways, and then you get a 3rd set with a yellow, more neon effect, and also one longer and one shorter than the other, and the same smoke effect. And all you basically have to do is just take a weapon, and kind of very gently I just rotate it in there until it screws in. So now he's gone from simple posing shot. I don't have this pose. I don't have his other hand, which would be cool, but you can now have him shooting like this. Okay, here is one of the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents from the army building pack that came out. Before, those were generic S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, but they had a whole bunch of different heads, also a helmeted head that you can swap on there. We're going to take a quick look to see what kind of differences there are. So the older one, which is the one on the left here, I believe they had head sculpts of different ethnicities, so the uniform reached all the way to the top, whereas with Dum Dum Dugan, you could see the flesh tones under there, and with Nick, this one reaches all the way to the top too. Previous ones had the pin elbows here. They were not yet pinless. Biceps are a little bit smaller. The forearms are a little bit smaller, so it was they were using that old buck. It did have the S.H.I.E.L.D. logo on the left shoulder and the right. The new one doesn't have it on the right. The older one does not have butterfly joints. It had this older style ab crunch detail. Also had different belts, and the legs were not pinless before, and also a little bit skinnier. But let's see if any of these are swappable. If I wanted to put Dum Dum Dugan on an older body, it fits. He's a little bit skinnier. The head's a little bit big. And if I wanted to put the older head sculpts on the new body, it sits a little bit high. It sits really high. So you know what? You might have to find a different style head sculpt to put onto the new bodies. It's way too high. Okay, so to recap, this is a really cool set if you're into building S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. If you want more background characters in your display to go behind, you know, the Avengers, you can get your Nick Fury Jr. head sculpt, you can get your classic Nick Fury head sculpt. Each one of them has loads of hands, loads of weapons, and also weapon accessories to go with that. You get another background character. If you don't want to use this head, you can take it off, or if you buy second pack, take it off, and then grab an unused unmasked head sculpt from another Marvel legend and really kind of flesh out your team. It's a great 3-pack. You get Agent 13, she looks tremendous, and every one of them with their weapons and weapon accessories, the smoke or the shooting effect. This is an awesome set. Go check it out. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you saw anything useful in this video, feel free to share it with your friends. And doing any of the above helps the channel. It tells YouTube that you enjoyed this and other people should have a look too. So I thank you for checking it out. Shout outs to everyone who supports over on patreon.com/toyingaround. You get early access to videos ad-free, as long as watch-alongs through Discord and giveaways. So thank you to these people who support, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.